Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. I have a beautiful knitting pattern to share with you, and for this we will be using two different colored yarns, and for the pattern we need stitches in the multiple of 10, so I have taken 30 stitches. This is a 10 row pattern. Now let's attach our second yarn. This is the process how it is to be done. Simply we just tie it to the main yarn. Let's begin with the first row of the pattern. Now first row of the pattern we are starting, and we are going to start with our blue yarn. It's going to be 5 number of knit with the blue yarn, 3. Let's carry our white yarn because we don't want long strands at the back. This is the fifth one. 1 2 3 4 5 5 stitches done in blue. Now let's work 5 stitches with the white yarn. Let's carry our blue yarn. That you must do. Now our very first sequence is done. This is what we are going to repeat. So it's going to be 5 stitches in blue and 5 in white. Trust me, it is a very unique pattern, and you can use this pattern almost for everyone: children, cardigan, ladies, gents. It can be used for jackets as well. It's going to look wonderful. So 5 in blue and 5 in white stitches are done. Let's work with the last lap. This is the 5 stitches that I just worked in blue. Now let's work 5 stitches with the white yarn. As I have taken 30 stitches here, so we will be having 3 sets of pattern. That's the 4th one, and finally the 5th in white is complete. This is the end of the first row. Let's move on to the second row of the pattern. We are going to start with the white yarn, and we are going to purl for 3 and 4. 3 stitches we have purled in white, 4 stitches we have purled in white. Now this white stitch is to be turned blue, so that is done. After that we are going to work 1 white. Yes, that means 1 2 3 4 in white, then blue, then white. Now we are going to purl 4 with our blue yarn. So this is the sequence that is to be followed. If you count the stitches carefully, we have 10 stitches right there. Actually, one side the white stitches is going to increase, one side it is going to get less. That is how it is worked. Now 4 stitches we are going to purl in white, because one of the white stitch is going to be turned into blue. So this white stitch we work with the blue. After that the blue stitch is worked with a white, like how we had done in the first set of pattern. Now we are going to work 4 number of blue. 1 2 3 4. 1 stitch left for the blue because we have worked that in white. So a second set of pattern is also complete. Let's work with the third set. 4 number of purl with the white yarn. Let's carry our yarn. After that a blue I'm going to purl. That's done. Now we need to purl 1 with the white yarn, and finally it's going to be 4 number of purl with the blue yarn. So this is it. If you follow the sequence, it will be easy to work. So the second row of the pattern has come to an end, and this is how it looks right now. Let's move on to the third row of the pattern. Let's work 3 number of knit with the blue yarn. That's done. Now this blue yarn is going to be turned into white, so 2 number of knit with the white yarn. Again we are going to work 2 stitches. We are going to knit with the blue yarn, 1 and 2. After that 3 stitches we are going to knit with the white yarn. So this completes the first set of pattern. It's going to be 3 blue, 2 white, 2 blue, 3 white. Now let's repeat again. 3 number of stitches we are going to knit with the blue yarn, which is followed by 2 number of knit with the white yarn, 1 and 2, and 2 number of stitches we knit with the blue yarn, 1 and 2, and finally it is going to be 3 number of knit with the white yarn. So this is the sequence, and this completes the second set of pattern. Now we have one more sequence to complete. That's the first set of pattern. That is this is the second set, first, second. Now let's work the third set. 3 stitches we are going to knit with the blue yarn, 1, 2 and 3. Now let's change our yarn and work 2 with the white yarn, 1 and 2. Now let's again change the yarn and work 2 stitches with the blue yarn, 1 and 2. Now the last 3 stitches we are going to knit with the white yarn. If you watch the video carefully, you will see that the pattern is very easy to follow. So this is it. The third row comes to an end. Let us move on to the fourth row of the pattern. We are going to purl 2 stitches with the white yarn. Once that is done, we are going to purl 3 with the blue yarn, 1, 2 and 3. Now what we are going to do is we are going to purl 3 with the white yarn, 1, 2, and another blue stitch is going to turn white. So that is done. And now what we are going to do is we are going to work 2 number of purl with the blue yarn. Now if you count the stitches, we have already 10 stitches. So our first set of pattern is done. Let's move on to the second set. We are going to purl 2 with the white yarn, which will be followed by 3 number of purl with the blue yarn. Now after that it is going to be 3 number of purl with the white yarn, and finally it's going to be again, let's count the stitch. That's the first set. Now this is the second set. 2 more stitches has to be purled with the blue yarn. So that is done. The second set of pattern is done. Now let's work with the third set. It is going to be, let's repeat the sequence, 2 number of purl with the white yarn. Then it is going to be 3 number of purl with the blue yarn, 1, 2 and 3. Now again we are going to change our yarn to white and work 3 number of purl with the white yarn. So that's done. Now we have 2 stitches left that is going to be purled in blue. So the fourth row of the pattern has come to an end. This is how our pattern looks. Now let's move on to the fifth row of the pattern. Let us start off with working a knit with the blue yarn. That's done. Now with the white yarn we are going to knit 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. You have to keep counting the stitches. Once the 4 in white is done, we are going to work 4 stitches with the blue yarn again. 3 and 4. Now if you count, we have 9 stitches and finally 1 in white. So the first set of pattern is complete. We are going to repeat this again. So let's do that. We are going to knit 1 with the blue yarn, After that, it is going to be 4 number of knit with the white yarn, 1 2 3 and 4, and then it is going to be 4 stitches. We are going to knit again with the blue yarn, and finally 1 stitch with the white yarn. So our second set of pattern is complete. That's the first set, this is the second. Now we need to work our third set. Let's work a knit in blue, then let's change the yarn and work with the white yarn. It is going to be 4 number of knit. 2 is done. Don't forget to carry the yarn. This is the third, fourth, 4 stitches in white. Now 4 has to be worked in blue. Let's do that. 1 2 3 and 4, and finally we have 1 stitch left that is going to be in white. It's a knit in white. So the 5th row of the pattern has come to an end. Moving on to the 6th row of the pattern, we are going to purl 5 with the blue yarn. 2 3 4 and 5. So that's done. If you count the stitches, we have just worked 5 purl with the blue yarn. Now it is going to be 5 purl with the white yarn. Now there will be a change in the position of the pattern. So 5 stitches in white is done. So this is the sequence for the 6th row of the pattern. It is going to be 5 in blue and 5 in white. 3 4 5 blue stitch, it has to be purled, and 5 white stitch, it has to be purled. But we must remember to carry the second yarn along. Now let's work again 5 stitches with the blue yarn. We are working purl 3, as this is the wrong side of the work, so we need to purl. So 5 stitches we have purled with the blue. Now 5 stitches we need to purl with the white yarn. So this is the 6th row of the pattern, which is coming to an end. Let's move on to the 7th row of the pattern. Now let's do that. We are going to work 4 stitches. We are going to knit 4 stitches with the white yarn. 2 is already done. That's the 3rd one and the 4th one. Yes. Now one of the white stitch is going to turn blue, which after that another blue stitch is going to turn white. See, that is how the pattern is changing. And finally we are going to knit 4 with the blue yarn. 1 2 3 and 4. So the first set of pattern is complete. This is the 7th row of the pattern. If you count the stitches, we have 10 stitches. As I told you, this is a pattern which requires stitches in the multiple of 10. So let's work the second set again. It is going to be 4 number of knit with the white yarn, followed by a knit with the blue yarn, followed by a knit with the white yarn, and then it is going to be 4 number of knit with the blue yarn. 1 2 3 and 4. So the second set of pattern is also complete. Now let us move on to the third set. It's going to be 4 number of knit with the white yarn, 3 and 4. After that it is going to be a knit with the blue yarn, followed by a knit with the white yarn. Once that is done, it is going to be 4 number of knit with the blue yarn. Let us carry the white yarn along. 3 and 4. So the 7th row of the pattern has come to an end. See, our pattern is getting more and more prominent. Moving on to the 8th row of the pattern, it is going to be 3 number of purl with the blue yarn. 1 2 3. 3 number of purl with the blue yarn. Now it is going to be 2 number of purl with the white yarn. That's done. Now again 2 number of purl with the blue yarn, and finally it is going to be 3 number of purl with the white yarn. So our first set of pattern comprising of 10 stitches is complete. Now let's repeat the pattern again. It is going to be 3 number of purl with the blue yarn. 1 2 and 3. After that it is going to be 2 number of purl with the white yarn, followed by 2 number of purl with the blue yarn, and then 3 number of purl with the white yarn. So this completes the second set of pattern. So 2 sets of pattern done. Let's work our final set, or the third set. It is going to be 3 number of purl with the blue yarn. After that 2 number of purl with the white yarn, followed by 2 number of purl with the blue yarn, and finally 3 number of purl with the white yarn. So this completes the 8th row of our pattern. See how nice the pattern looks. Move on to the 9th row of the pattern, and we are going to start off with the white yarn. It is going to be 2 number of knit with the white yarn, followed by 3 number of knit with the blue yarn, and again 3 number of knit with the white yarn. 1 2 and 3, and finally we are going to work 2 stitches with the blue yarn. So this completes our first set of pattern. Now let's repeat the sequence again. It is going to be 2 number of knit with the white yarn. 1 and 2. 3 number of knit with the blue yarn. 1 2 and 3. 3 number of knit with the white yarn, and again 2 number of knit with the blue yarn. So our second set of pattern is done. Now let's work our third set of pattern. It is going to be 2 number of knit, 1 and 2. Now 3 number of knit with the blue yarn. This is the third set. 1 2 and 3, which is followed by 3 number of knit with the white yarn, and finally 2 stitches are going to be in blue. 2 number of knit. 1 and 2. So this is it. So the 9th row has come to an end. Moving on to the 10th row of the pattern, or the final row of the pattern, it is going to be a purl in blue, which is followed by 4 number of purl with the white yarn, and again 4 number of purl with the blue yarn. 1 2 3 and 4. And we need to work 1 in white, a pearl with the white yarn. So this completes our first set of pattern. If you count the stitches, we have 10 stitches. Now let's work for the second set of pattern. It is going to be a pearl in blue, followed by 4 number of pearl with the white yarn. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And after that it is going to be 4 number of pearl with the blue yarn. 1, 2, 3 and 4, followed by, as the fourth one, followed by a pearl with the white yarn. So here it is. 2 sets of pattern done. Now we have 10 stitches left where we are going to work our third set of pattern. A pearl with the blue yarn. After that it is going to be 4 number of pearl with the white yarn. And then it is going to be, as the fourth pearl, it is going to be 4 number of pearl with the blue yarn. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and finally 1 stitch left, that is going to be a pearl with the white yarn. So the 10th row of the pattern has come to an end, and this completes our pattern. This is how it looks. See how beautiful it looks. Now we have to repeat these 10 rows for our project. So that is how it is going to keep increasing. It is a beautiful pattern. Just you must follow the video properly. I have shown each and every step so that it becomes easy to understand. Thank you my friends for staying till the end. If you like the video, do give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family members. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye bye for today. Bye.